So let's face it, some days you just don't want to record videos and your motivation is in the sink. It's just completely gone. You know you have to create a video. You maybe even have the video idea that you're going to talk about, but you just don't want to do it. You can't be bothered to go through the planning process. And some days it's just hard to get that motivation going. And that is where the 555 method comes in. I also like to call this the laughing or the ha 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 method because in Thailand, 5 means ha. So when people are texting each other, we often say 555, and that means ha ha ha. So I remember it as the ha 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 method or the 555 method. And this basically is a strategy that I use, and it's a very simple one for me to be able to create really quick content. Because let's face it, most of the time, done is better than no video at all. And actually, when you do this, I don't notice a massive difference because a lot of the time we spend maybe too much time researching, too much time tweaking and developing. When if it's a topic that you know and you understand, you could probably create a video on really, really easy and really, really quickly. So the 555 method just makes it so that you just get on with it and start creating the video. So the first part of this is that you want to start with one point or one idea for the video. Now, maybe you've already got your title and your video idea from your list of ideas that maybe you've kept. I always say it's good to have a video ideas bin so you can just pick one out when you're ready to record. And that way each day you just develop the bullet points for that video and then record it when you're ready. So this makes it much easier. But whatever your video is going to be, have one point or outcome that you're going to speak to in that video. And then the first 5 in the 555 method is that you want to set a timer for 5 minutes. 5 minutes for you to plan out this video and the points that are going to be going into it. So literally that's it. It's going to be a really, really fast planning session. So you want to set your timer, pick it up, set it, have it on your desk, set it on your phone, whatever you're going to do, but a 5-minute timer, no longer. And you'll be surprised what you can do in those 5 minutes, especially if you're using tools like AI. Now, the second 5 is that we want to have 5 talking points for the video. So 5 talking points for the video. Now, that could be a listicle style video where you're going, there's 5 different steps or 5 different tips that you're talking about. It could be something that you're teaching, a strategy, and then there's 5 different steps and points to it as you're going down and through. Or it's literally just 5 different talking points for one main point. 5 tends to be the sweet spot. 3 is, you can get away with 3, but it's not really enough. And 4 is a bit of an odd one. People on testing 5 or 10 points tend to work best. And when you're speaking to maybe one video and you want to do something quickly, 5 bullet points are very easy to speak to. And I find this as just a good starting point for any type of video, because if you've got 5 points and you're speaking for, say, 2 minutes on each point, then that means you're going to create a 10-minute video. So it's a good sort of sweet spot for measuring the length of the video to make sure that you're over the 8 minutes and you're going to get more money from your ad revenue because you're going to be able to put more ads in the video, not just at the start and the end. So it just makes a better, longer video. And I think gauging it that way, you also then want to be giving enough time for an example for each of those points or each of those talking points, and maybe a little story if you have it as well. Now, AI is great for this. If you don't really want to do all that thinking yourself, then you can just ask AI to give you some talking points. And as long as you're giving it the right information, depending on what you're talking to, it's going to give you some good starting angles and points to go with. Otherwise, you can also quickly search on YouTube and put in the title that you've got and see what shows up and see if there's any main obvious points that show up that you could do. But remember, you've only got 5 minutes to plan this out. So I think AI for me generally tends to be the best way of going about this. Or when you were planning out your video ideas to begin with, maybe you could jot down a couple of ideas based on what you were finding at the time of researching that video idea. But what I tend to do here, if we come into Grok, you could use ChatGPT or Grok. I just use the free ones. And what I said was, based on my goal of helping beginner entrepreneurs grow their brand and income with vlogging videos, give me 5 talking points for this video title. Stop being awkward on camera. 5 vlogging tricks professionals use. I literally just got that title from AI as well inside of Creator Hooks. And then I brought it down here. And what it gave me was 5 pretty good points. I've got to say, to be honest, I might actually make this video. So this was just meant to be an example, but I quite like these. So I might actually make this video. So it's master the talk to a friend mindset. So I think as AI understands more about you, it gets better at giving you ideas, because it's definitely talking to some of the points that I've been speaking to this AI and brainstorming with. But master the talk to a friend mindset. Obviously, that's something I'm saying all of the time, is that you really want to try and make it like you're talking to a friend, as if you were explaining this to somebody that you know. And then we've got point number 2, use the power of pre-planning without scripting. That's what I always say. Have some bullet points, plan out your videos like we're doing now in this video. And then you want to come down to the next one, use body language to exude confidence. I guess you could, maybe it's hand gestures, other little tips. The pros do use that a lot more. So they kind of look at the camera more. They talk with their hands. I don't really necessarily consider myself a pro, but yes, I suppose I do. I have learned these tips and tricks as well. So yes, they do work, and they do make you look more confident and trying to look directly down the camera. So these are great points as well. And then you've got nail the first seconds to hook your viewers. We're always talking about video hooks and how important they are, so that's a great one. And then edit for polish, not for perfection. So it's just to make it better for quick editing. So these are some great little talking points. So AI did that. So then the last 5 in the 5-5-5 method is to have 5 B-roll scenes that you film. So I've been showing little clips throughout this video. You want 5 B-roll clips that you're going to film of you doing something for those different points. Or you could bring in footage from stock footage or whatever else, but you want to film 5 points on your phone or whatever else. It can just be rough footage, something you do incredibly quickly. This shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes either. The viewing points that I just did, I recorded maybe 5 or 6 different little clips. I may just use a few of them, but you want to have those extra B-rolls because it's just going to make your video look a bit better. Otherwise, when we're talking like this, it's great, but it just breaks it up and visually shows what you're talking about. So you want 5 pieces of B-roll for the different scenes that you've outlaid. So that's the 5-5-5 method. It's 5 minutes, 5 points that you're going to speak to in the video for the one topic of the video itself, and then 5 B-roll scenes that you're going to cut together just to make the video look a bit better overall. So go away and give it a try. And if you would like more training on growing your brand and business with vlogging, then I will put a link to our free startup guide in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.